Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave and if you're new to the channel, welcome. It's day 6 of the 12 days of Star Wars, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Hallmark Star Wars Ewoks Keepsake Ornaments released in 1998. Now the Ewoks made their first on-screen appearance in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and many people seem to have an issue with the Ewoks. I don't know, I think they're awesome. I love the way they look and how they live in trees and whatnot. Pretty neat in my opinion. Now if you're a fan of Ewoks like myself, I do recommend the film Caravan of Courage, which is a live-action Ewok film made by Lucasfilm. To me, it's like the Fellowship of the Ring mixed with Ewoks. It has a little bit of magic, science fiction, adventure, and it's made with heart, which is really cool. So I do recommend that film. Now, when I make these videos, I like to do a lot of research to be up on everything. And what I discovered is many Ewoks don't have names. And apparently this is a big topic. Even Star Wars Explained made a video saying, you know, not all Ewoks have names. There's only a small handful, and then it's a bunch of question marks. So in this ornament box, on the right-hand side, we have Wicket. And I cannot identify these two Ewoks at all. So from now on, this will be Ewok with a baby and Ewok with a horn. And speaking of Wicket, he is played by Warwick Davis, who is a little person actor, and he is big in the Star Wars community. He's been in Episode 1, Solo, he did work in Rebels, The Last Jedi, and even The Force Awakens. But the movie I most know him from is Willow, which is a sword and sorcery type film, and if you're into that, go check it out. It's got some great effects. Now, sorry for my little rant there, but back to these ornaments. For the size of all these Ewoks, they are the slightest bit over 1 inch each. Now, you guys should know the drill by now. We're going to take a look at the box, the mold, the paint, hang these babies from a tree, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. And quickly taking a look at the box, we can see the keepsake ornament, or 3 Ewok ornaments, looking nice. Ewok Star Wars, set of 3 ornaments. Hallmark symbol, blank on that side. Price tag's gone. And then on the bottom, we have our copyright crap, 1998. On the back, we have our little write-up, so if you want to see that, pause the video, read it, and continue when you're done. And on the bottom, we can see it's handcrafted by Katrina Bricker. So I can't wait to see her work. Let's open this box and start looking at these ornaments. And here we have Wicket out of the box, and I am in love with this little guy. All this fine detail and sculpting. Magnificent, but you know what? I'm jumping ahead of myself. Like in all my videos, I will go over the major sections of the ornament. I'll get nice and close to see all the fine details. First up, we have his ornament loop right on his head. His hat, you can see his ears, his face, and lips. Nice. He has his satchel, his spear, and if you look closely, fingers and toes. Magnificent stuff. And all the sculpting around him on the fur. Beautiful stuff. Now on the bottom, we do have copyright stuff as well. Now these guys are really small, and we do have 3 of them, so let's take a closer look at that mold, and then we'll go right into the paint. Getting as close as I can to Wicket, let's begin with his ornament loop. Looking really cool. His hat, nice folds. I think that came out beautifully. Turn it around. See some great detail in there. The backs of his ears, the fur, nice. Now for the front, you can see his great looking face. Nostrils on his nose, his lips are split. Beautiful fur, and those eyes are great. Moving down to his main body, you can see it's just covered with all these little sculpted hairs. And that is amazing. I think it came out great. Beautiful stuff, it really is. You can see the front there. And while we're here, you can check out his little fingers and toes. Amazing stuff. So small it's a little hard to light it. You can see his little fingers grasping his spear. And the spear looks good as well. I love the little details up here with the cloth and the rock. Beautiful stuff. And finally, we will take a look at his satchel, which looks pretty good. We can see the strap there. And then the pouch with a little flap. Beautiful. And then the copyright stuff on the bottom. You can see 1998, Hallmark. Pretty neat. So that's basically all the detail for Wicket. So now let's take a look at the paint. Now looking at the paint of Wicket, he has about 8 different colors, which I know sounds nuts for something so small. But right up front, he has brown and dark brown for the main body. As you can see here, pretty cool. And then his stomach has a little light brown right there. So that's a nice touch. And that dark brown goes on the lighter brown, like sort of like a wash. It makes all the details pop. Now moving on, his face right here is a lot of gray, light brown, and brown with black eyes. And it looks great. You can see his lips and nose are that brownish color. Pretty nice. And that gray just highlights all the details. Magnificent stuff. Now moving on to his hat. It's an orange and brown type color. And it looks good. Again, like a wash on there, which is really impressive. His spear, we can see it's a tan color with the orange from his hat and gray for the little rock there. Pretty neat. He has orange for his toes and fingers, and that came out magnificent. And finally, his satchel is tan and brown. All in all, a great looking ornament, magnificently painted. So now let's take a look at the next one. Up next, we have Ewok with Baby, and I really do enjoy this one as well. I like all three, but something about seeing a little baby Ewok, I don't know, it's kind of cute. But a nice sculpt, yet again, beautifully done. So the main parts on this ornament, we have her ornament loop, ears, her hat, face, cool looking baby, beautiful fingers and toes, another satchel, toes for the mother Ewok, and then on the bottom, copyright crab. All in all, a beautiful looking mold. So now let's take a closer look and see all the fine details this baby has to offer. And getting as close as I can to the Ewok with the baby, this probably might be my favorite out of the three. I love the detail on here. But regardless, let's begin. We have our ornament loop at the top, ears which are nicely sculpted, even on the back. Beautiful looking hat, I think that came out great. I love the face here, nice fur, those lips, nostrils, nose, eyes, and the baby has that as well. Moving down, let's look at the main body. Look at all the fur on there. I know all the Ewoks have it, but it just looks great. The attention to detail is really, really good. Ewok butt, beautifully done. This came out great. Looking at the toes, you can see they are nicely sculpted. Fingers, beautifully done. Baby's toes and hands, pretty cool. And let's take a quick look at the baby itself. We have some nice fur detail on the back. Body, face, everything's there that it needs to be. And those toes looking great. So before we get to the copyright, here we have the mother's satchel with the strap and the pouch. Nicely done. And on the bottom we do have copyright information. And this is one hell of a little ornament here. So now let's take a look at the paint. Now quickly taking a look at the paint of the Ewok with the baby. We have again about 8 different colors on here. For the main body, including the face and ears, we have light brown, dark brown, and light tan. As you can see, they're all mixed together. And it's almost like a wash. So that way you can see all the hair. Beautiful stuff. Now we also have black for the eyes, for not just the mother, but the baby as well. Baby has a little gray for its nose and lips, and the mother and baby all have peach-colored toes and fingers, so that's pretty cool. And the mother does have a brown and tan satchel, looking pretty good. And then finally we have dark brown and light brown for her hat. Again, nicely painted. All in all, a beautiful looking ornament. So now let's go on to our last Ewok. And finally we have the Ewok with a horn. I love the sculpt on this bad boy. I think it is very nice. Yet another win for the set. So like always, we have his ornament loop, feathers, great looking hat, nice in the front, great looking face. He has a nice horn, fingers, toes, satchel, and again, beautifully sculpted fur. Great stuff. So that covers all the major sections of his Ewok, so now let's take a closer look. Alright, getting as close as I can, we can see his ornament loop. His nice ears with some molding on there, especially on the back. Pretty cool. His face, look at all the fur, his lips, nose. Everything's there that should be, and I think it looks great. Look at those lips. Nice. For his hat, you can see some beautiful folds there. 2 straps as well. Looking good. Nice folds on the back. And while I'm back here, he does have some nicely sculpted feathers right here. Pretty cool. Now for his main body, you can see there's just literally hundreds of little molded hairs in here. And it really makes the fur come to life, in my opinion. Beautiful stuff. Ewok butt. Coming onto his arm. Beautiful. And while we're down here, let's take a look at the toes. Nicely done. Moving up to his fingers, which are holding his satchel. I missed that. That's a nice touch. And then moving up, we have his nice fingers and that horn. And that horn is awesome. Pretty cool. It's not hollow, but they did paint it, so that's awesome. Moving on down to his satchel, we can see the strap. And then the pouch right here with the flap. Very nice. And before we look at the paint, we do have the copyright crap on the bottom. All in all, a magnificent looking Ewok. So now let's check out that paint job. Alright, looking at the paint of the Ewok with the horn, he has about 10 different colors, believe it or not. For his main body, he has gray, brown, and light gray. And as you can see, the brown acts as a black wash, filling in all the fur and crevices and really making the detail pop. I think it looks great. Moving on, he has orange for his toes and fingers. Printed quite well. For his face, he has black eyes. Looking good. And again, that gray for his nose and lips. Brown and dark brown for his hat. Looking great. We have a nice light tan mixed with brown for his feather, as well as his horn. And his horn came out great. I like that. For the interior of the horn, it is gray and brown. And finally, brown and light tan for his satchel. All in all, a beautifully painted Ewok. So that does it for all the molds of the Ewoks and their paint jobs. So now let's hang these babies from a tree. Now to hang your Ewoks, you're going to need ornament hooks like so. Just slide it in the loop. Pinch it so the bad boy doesn't fall off. And to hang that Ewok with a baby, again, just take your ornament loop, put it through, pinch it so it doesn't fall off. And for the final Ewok, you guys know what to do by now. We should all be champs at this. And you just hang your Ewok ornaments on a tree like so. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, you are good to go. And that's day 6 of the 12 days of Star Wars. Today we looked at the Hallmark Star Wars Ewoks Keepsake Ornaments released in 1998. Now again, for their size, each Ewok measures a little tiny bit over 1 inch each. So they're not very big, however, as we saw, they are jam-packed full of detail. Now, do I recommend these ornaments? Absolutely, especially if you're a fan of Return of the Jedi or the Ewoks in general. These bad boys were sculpted by Katrina Bricker, and I have to give her credit because these are amazing. As we've seen zoomed in, tons and tons of detail, not only on the fur, but on their faces and all their items, the baby. Everything looks amazing. And to top it off, let's talk about the paint. C-3PO and R2-D2 that we looked at last time had around 3 colors each. These have around 8 each, which is insane for the size, but it shows. They really put a lot of love into these Ewoks, and they are amazing ornaments. So if you're looking to buy this set, you can get them off Amazon or eBay. Search around, sometimes they cost a lot, other times they're under 20 bucks, which is kind of cool. So that's everything I have to say about these beautiful ornaments today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you tomorrow for another Star Wars Hallmark review. Bye, everybody.